Welcome to play problem number 5. This one is more of an advanced technique that allows me in a trump contract to perform a technique called a loser on a loser. This one also incorporates an end play, and I would say it's a little bit more on the complicated side, but shows you the power of putting certain opponents in at the right time and forcing them to give you a trick. So let's get started here. I open a heart. I have a beautiful hand, a nice 17 count. My partner bid 2 hearts, and that is all I needed to hear to kick it into game, 4 hearts. So I need to take 10 tricks with hearts as trump. I look at my hand, and when I'm in his trump contract, I count my losers. And in the heart suit, I have no losers. I'm going to take 6 tricks there, no problem. In the spade suit, I'm going to take 3 tricks, no problem. And then it gets a little bit more complicated. I'm going to lose a diamond, and I could lose 3 clubs. That means I would have 4 losers, and that means I would only take 9 tricks. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get my 10th trick. Now I could lead up to the king of clubs, and if East has the ace of clubs, that will win the trick. So that's one option, but that's a 50% chance. And I don't really like 50% chances. I like sure things. And so if I look at the spade suit, if I play the ace and the king and then play up to the queen, maybe my opponents will follow each time. That means my last spade would be good. It would be the 13th spade. And I could play that 13th spade and get rid of one of my club losers. So that's kind of my initial read. So at the table, I would be thinking of, let's test out the spades first. And if those don't break 3-3, then I would be able to lead up towards my king of clubs. And that seems like a pretty reasonable line of play. So let's get started. In a suit contract, defenders almost never lead underneath the ace. And so I'm not going to accomplish anything by covering with the king. So I'm going to play low. And we see here that I have lost the first trick. And West continues with diamonds. Now, I still don't want to cover this. I don't want to play the king because maybe East only has 2 diamonds and they would have to play the ace of diamonds on this trick. And that means my king of diamonds would be good. So I'm just going to continue to play low, and not the case. So my king of diamonds will not win a trick. I'm going to go ahead and rough this, and I'm going to go about my plan. So I want to first draw my trumps. So they just followed. That means they only have 2 left. And I'm going to play the king. So all of the trumps are gone. I now have another opportunity here. If we go back to my original plan of hoping that the spades are 3-3 or leading up to the king of clubs, both of those are good, but now I have the potential for what's called an end play. In order for an end play to work, I need to have a trump at least in both dummy and my hand, and I need to strip out the other side suits so that I can force one of my opponents in, and then they would be forced to play a suit that I would want them to play. So let's go through what this looks like here visually. So I first need to eliminate diamonds from both of my hands. I knew East was going to play the ace there, so I'm just going to rough. And I now do not have any diamonds in either hand, and I still have a trump in both hands. So I'm going to try my first option. I'm going to play the ace of spades, and everyone follows. That's good. I'm going to play the king of spades, and everyone follows. That's good. I am now going to play the Queen of Spades, and East shows out. So this Eight of Spades is not a winning card. I now could lead up to my King of Clubs, but I have something that's even better. This is what's called a loser on loser play. If I were to play the Eight of Spades, I know that West would be forced to win that trick. And at this point, I know that West would have, after they win, no more spades and no more hearts. So they would be forced to either lead a club up to my king or play a diamond. And a diamond would be great because I could ruff with the 10 of hearts and then get rid of one of my clubs. So again, I've lost one trick. I cannot lose three. So I could play up to my king, but if West has the ace, they're going to take the next two clubs and I go down. So watch what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to play the Eight of Spades, and I'm not going to trump this. I am forcing West to be on lead. So instead of trumping this, which seems pretty natural, I'm going to pitch my three of clubs. And watch the difference here. I'm going to open up all the hands so you can see. West is now on lead. If they were to play a diamond, I could ruff it with my 10 of hearts and I could get rid of my club. And that means I would be able to have one less club loser. If they play a club, well, they can either play the ace, in which my king is going to be set up, or they can play low and I would win the king. They are end played. They have no winning option. So what are they going to do in practice? They're just going to take the ace of clubs and they're going to play another club. And you can see here that I will take the last two tricks with my good hearts. So I've made the contract. If I were to go back and start again, looking at all the hands, you can see I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to draw trump, and I now have all the trump drawn. It's very important for me to get rid of that diamond, because now watch what happens. If I go after the spades, this should look very familiar. So now, if I didn't ruff that diamond and I play a spade and I do the same thing and I play the club, they can safely exit a diamond. Now I have to play this and I have to ruff. So now I don't want to be on lead. I wanted the opponents to be on lead. So I could try to cross over and play a club up. But what you'll see is when I play the king, they win the ace, and then I'm forced to ruff this and lose the last club, and I go down. So more of an advanced technique, but I think one that's fascinating, where you can try multiple different avenues, and as the play develops, because the hearts split 2-2, and I was able to strip the diamonds from both hands, the possibility opened up for an end play, which made the contract 100% secure versus something like 70 or 75%. So again, a little bit more advanced. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next hand.